Okay guys, getting on to soft plastics where you're going to need to buy your jig heads. This becomes a bit of a technical part. Buying a jig head for your plastic, it needs to be suited. It can't be a jig head that is this big for something that is this size. It's going to not look natural enough. Easy way, something this size, you're going to need a hook roughly of that calibre. Going the other way, buying a 7-inch plastic, something with a 7/0 or a 5/0 is going to do perfect. Depends on what depth you're going to fish in to what size jig head you're actually going to use. If you're going to fish in 100 metres of water, a good starting point is 2 ounces. If you're fishing in our seaway, start with 1 ounce. The only reason being is how much tide goes through the seaway. Okay guys, fishing for bream, using something small. You don't need something large at all. The larger it is, the more you're going to scare them with it. Something the size of the 2-inch prawn or the squidgy wrigglers. Squidgy wriggler, you can get to 100 mils. They will still eat it, not a problem at all. You can use hidden weights or your weedless. Either way you go, you're going to catch fish. The weedless is going to be great. You're not going to snag up on anything underneath that jetty, or if you hit the jetty, you're still not going to snag it. It takes actual fish to bite it to set the hook. Your hidden weights are even better. You're not going to have a jig head sticking out. Your jig head is within the jig head itself. Some of these soft plastics, they look like frogs. They work great on your bass, they work good on barramundi, they're great on barramundi. If you're using something like your frogs, again, use the weedless jig heads, they're going to work. You can toss them miles back in the weed, you're not going to get snagged. If you fish out to 100 metres of water, what we call the 36s, 24 fathoms, 18s, they're all good grounds for snapper. The only thing you do need to do is match the size of your plastics to your jig head. It's a must, you need to do it. And when you're fishing with plastics, have confidence in what you're doing. You're not going to have confidence, you're not going to fish this for very long. Confidence is the main key in any sort of fishing, whether it be baits, whether it be fishing with lures. You need confidence in what you're doing. Okay, a major part in soft plastic fishing is all these jig heads. You need to get the right jig head for what you're doing. There's, like I said earlier, there's no use in using something that this big fishing in 3 feet of water. They're useless. You need this is great for 100 metres of water where the current moves a lot. You're going to need a jig head this big. This hook, no, you match the hook to the size of plastic you're using. Things like these are great for your flathead. In 3-4 feet of water they're going to be good, but like I said, if the water moves fast and you're sitting in 20 feet of water, you're going to need bigger jig heads. The gauge of hook depends on what pound line you're going to use. The thinner the gauge hooks like these, the better. They're going to set a lot faster in fish and a lot easier. The thicker gauge hooks like these are going to be great for your 20 pound. You're not going to open them up, but you need to hit the fish hard to set the hook. As I said earlier as well, your weedless jig heads as well as your torpedo jig heads, these are going to be great for your bream fishing. You need thinner gauge hooks. The thicker gauge hooks, they're going to work, but you need to really hit the fish hard to set these. If you want to learn anything else, guys, it can be soft plastics, it can be fishing out in the ocean for mackerel. Come and see us guys that go fishing. We're open 7 days a week from 8:30 till 5:30. Sundays are open from 10 till 4. Come and see us guys.